Hi, garden friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Era, and this is Gardening on Purpose. If you're new here, welcome. And if you're a subscriber, welcome back. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch my video. I garden in Georgia, Zone 8A. For today's video, I'm actually going to be going around the yard and pulling weeds. It's been a gorgeous last couple of days, guys. From that freeze we had and from hovering around 28, we're now leveling out to high 60s and high 70s. And with all the new growth happening, so are the weeds, right? So with all this wood chipping that I do and all the leaves and all the cardboarding and the sheet mulching I do, weeds still find their way through. And we know why, because weeds don't come from just the bottom. They come from the top, the pollinators, the trees, the seeds, the birds, everywhere. So I'm constantly weeding. This is actually not just a task. This is something I do all the time. Even when I don't say I'm doing it, I'm actually doing it, because if I don't stay on top of my weeds, you wouldn't want to see what this garden looks like, right? So in any case, I'm just going to be going around in the beds. I'm not worried about any weeds around, the wood chips, because there are no weeds, because I put double cardboard and wood chipping. I'm only going to be focused on weeds in the actual garden beds, right? So let's get started. All right, guys, so I'm going to start with this huge bed here. I have two big beds in the back, and they have different types of weeds. Now, I don't know the names of weeds, but some people sure do know the names. But I know what belongs in a bed and what belongs in my bed and what doesn't belong, right? So one of the things I try to do is choose a day where the soil is damp, wet, or moist. Like a day after a couple days of rain. We've been getting a lot of rain, guys. And with that rain comes softer soil. So I can already see two different types of weeds here. Have no idea what these things are, but the whole point is I know they don't belong here. So what I try to do is I just make sure I move away the mulch a little bit, not too much where it gives the soil air, because with air comes more weeds, is I try to pull this thing out the entire root, right? You see that? The entire root, so I know this plant is not going to come back, right? And you see how easy it was? And that's simply because it's the first day of March and we've been getting a lot of rain. If I try to do this in the middle of July, it'll be a different story, right? I'll be struggling to get this out. Here's another one here. And look how easy it is for me to pull this out, right? Now I make sure I take it outside the entire bed. Don't drop it anywhere else. I take it outside the bed so that it doesn't actually find its way back in here. Here's another weed. It's like this one right here. And here's a different type right here. Don't know what it is, but I'm just going to try to grab it. And sometimes the whole thing doesn't come out, right? And that's when you dig it out, because the whole point is you want to get the root. If you leave the root there, you really didn't do anything, right? So let's try to see if we can find some more weeds. Here's another one here, right? Again, I'm just moving just so I can grab the root. This guy right there. Don't know the name of that thing. Looks like some sort of a thistle. I don't know. But the whole point is I'm getting the root. Same thing here. Pull it out and get the root. Here's another thistle-like one here. And every time you move the leaves or you move the mulch, you're exposing the opportunity for more weeds, which is sad. It's like a constant thing we have to do, guys. Now, the good thing is that these weeds are not established. So I'm going to grab them now. So at least this plant won't come back. Whether or not they've gone to seed already or they've flowered. And if they flowered, then we're in trouble, because the next year they're going to come back again because they already spread the seed. But see, here they are right here. Right? Now here's this, I think this is wild onion or something. Where is it? I just saw it there. I don't know what this one is, but I know every time I try to get it out, it won't come out the entire root. You see? It always does that. So I need to get the weeding tool for that. And I'll do that another time. But again, I'm just coming in here and grabbing anything that I can pull out there. Look at all these little things here. Oh, man. Okay, now these look like they're reseeds of something. Because, they're like little seedlings. You see that? Here's another thistle one right there. Okay. Here's the one that I was talking about that was like some sort of a wild onion or something. You see it right there? This one here, on a good day, the entire root will come out. Well, I'll pull this out first. But on a good day, this may or may not come out, you see? And at the bottom of that is actually a little onion-like plant. It's like wild onions. It's not edible. Well, I haven't been eating them or anything. They just show up every year, right? So it's just a constant struggle with this particular one. It doesn't seem to want to come out, but you see how easy this one was? So that's what I'm pretty much going to do, guys. Let me walk up to the other bed so you can see. Now here's a struggling arborvitae. I think it's Tom Thumb. And right under it is a whole bunch of other weeds that are beginning to flower. See them right there? And I'm going to use my hand and try to grab it to stop its growth. Right there. See the root? Again, if you don't get the root, you really didn't do anything. Here's the root again right there. And here's this guy here, which is actually putting on a flower. So this is something I do all the time, guys, because I have to do it. And I know that there's no way I could not have weeds, but there's nothing worse than, well, there are other things worse than a weedy garden, but I just don't like to see a weedy garden. Even with all that mulching, all that leave the leaves and all that cardboarding, we're still gonna have weeds. And one of the things I've said to myself is not to go crazy, because we can't stop it, you know? And we have winter weeds, we have summer weeds. So these might not be the same weeds you see come June and July when things really get hot. These guys seem to like the cooler weather, so you'll see them more during the cooler weather. But then come July, you'll see a different type of weed. Here first, all the way up here, you know. So that's all I'm doing, guys. Just coming in here and grabbing them. The good thing is that they're not huge weeds. They're small and there's a lot of them. But they're not like, I can deal with that. I can really deal with that. Here's another example of those bunching oniony things right here. You see them right there? If I try to grab this one, it's not going to come out. Not coming out there either. Nope. And this guy, here we are. This is what I'm talking about. Right there. You see him? Little oniony at the end. I have a lot of those. And they come back every single year. So I'm going to take my time, guys. Can't do a whole video because we'll be here all day. I just want to show you the type of weeds that I'm seeing in my yard right now and how they're looking and how easy it is for me to pull them out. This one is in there somewhere still. Oh, here he is. Pull them out and make the bed less weedy. Obviously, I'm trying to do this now, but when I remulch in the spring, this will definitely help. I will re-cardboard and everything, so it won't look that bad. But it definitely helps if you pull them out, if you can. Now, obviously, some weeds are going to need a little bit more help. But if you can pull them out before you mulch or before you do anything else, then I definitely recommend it, because it definitely helps to smother them. Because what makes them thrive is actually air, sunlight, oxygen, right? That's what makes them thrive. So without that, they won't do well, right? So here's another one right here. Let's see if I can grab him. A whole bunch. Here we go. See? These come up a lot, guys. Don't know the names of any of these things, but I don't really, care to know their names, to be honest with you. But they just are not welcome here in my yard. That's simple, just simple as that. Let me know how your weeding has been going, and if you've been finding that you have a lot more weeds this year than last year, or if you have no weeds at all. And if you do, then bless you, because I struggle with weeds. Here's another set right here. So it's touch and go with this guy here. One time he'll come out and one time he won't. But either way, guys, let me know how your weeding is going, or even if you're even weeding. So I know some of you have said in the comments that you're still under a bit of snow. So you might not even be at this point yet, but either way, let me know, guys. Let me know what you think. Please like, please share, and please subscribe. Remember to hit that notification bell so you can be alerted on all my new videos. I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.